I read a comment where a person says, hey, we thought you will give 50% returns year on year, but you're not being able to give 50% like we thought. So we see that because of the recent years of the bullish activity that's happened in the markets, the expectations of people have become slightly unrealistic. Where my father, or let's say my grandfather, they would say what they expect from the markets or whoever invested is hard 8 to 10%, and they'll be very happy. Annual return of 8 to 10%. But now the expectations have changed. So, what is your take on helping people understand how to set realistic expectations?
So the expectations for people get very quickly shaped by what has happened in the most recent past. In the last 2 or 3 years, the average return in the markets have been 20+%.
Yeah.
Last year, the return was 40+%. So people who have started investing now or are looking at the markets in the recent past obviously expect that that is what markets do. On the other hand, in 2008, if you looked at anybody, they would say, look, if I can make 3, 4, 5%, I'm doing very well. Now, the way to address that is to look at patterns over very long periods of time. World's best, or at least most famous investor, is Warren Buffett, and Warren Buffett has generated about 20%, just under 20% return since 1965, compounded. So even the best investors, if you can generate in that range, you're doing very well. Markets would generate 12 to 15% over time. Indian market is in a very good phase, so maybe it can generate 15 to 18%, but not much more than on an average basis. So your expectations should be tempered by long-term information rather than what has happened in the most recent 10, 12 months or 2 years.
So people should really, when they're evaluating investment products also, they should have the expectation of long term and then see which one to go with.
Yes. I mean, last year, our portfolio in last 12 months produced 68, 69% return. But that does not mean that could be set as the expectation.